6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodmen of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
MHC isn't new, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered. Specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can also handle your commercial moves as well. There's never fees on trucks, stairs, elevators, long carry, and last-minute booking, and no trip or fuel charges. Also no upcharge on weekends, and they do offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
There's no better way to spark a child's imagination than to get lost in the adventure of a good book. I'm Jenny Benson, president of NSEA. Working together, parents and teachers can help every child succeed. You can help by reading to your child and let your child read to you. Encourage reading in your home and make it a priority. Make reading fun and a time that you and your child look forward to spending together.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and the station.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them?
By their clothes,
their age,
the way they speak. Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
When opportunity knocks, you don't want to miss the call. Hamilton Business Technologies makes communication easy and efficient using customized technology, all while putting people first. Whether you're working from the office, at home, or on the go, Hamilton Business Technologies equips your business with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. Hamilton Business Technologies. Real people, real technology solutions. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Saturday. Eagle Raceway is open for a full season of dirt track racing action every Saturday night. Don't miss the epic battles on the high banks of Eagle Raceway each Saturday between the Nebraska Septic Sprint Cars, Nebraska Lottery Modifieds, Avid Realty Sport Mods, Valentino's Hobby Stocks, and A1 Iron Stock Cars. Let's go racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street. Check out the full schedule at eagleraceway.com.
Tune in to live coverage of Big Ten Media Days from the Mandalay Bay Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, July 22nd through 24th on 93.7 The Ticket. Join Derek Pearson, Jay Foreman, Nick Sainert, and Austin Orman as they bring you exclusive conversations with Big Ten coaches, players, and sports media professionals while getting you ready for the upcoming college football season. Big Ten Media Days coverage is presented by Advanced Medical Imaging, Stevenson Smith Construction, Currency, Warhorse Casino, Gary Michaels Clothiers, and League One Volleyball. This is Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome into Bigger Than the Score. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos, all the way back at 1040 O Street. To my left is not Pete Ferguson. He is remote today, and we'll get in from our guest as well, who are also remote. But if you guys want to join in, 402-464-5685. That is the Starter Heyman text line. Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo Channel 961. All great ways to put a face to the voice. Pete Ferguson, how's it going on a beautiful Sunday, at least where I'm at?
You know what, Harrison? It's sounding it's looking great. I'm out here at Tiburon Golf Course in Omaha, and it's a beautiful day. A little windy. I'm going to use that as an excuse. That's what's going to affect my game here in a little bit. So Nick,
sure.
AD, Jake, and all them, that's going to be my excuse for maybe shooting, 46 over. But out here for a great cause. Beautiful day, as you can say. I left Lincoln, same thing. So thanks for arranging all this today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the beauty of modern day technology. It's just that simple. Send a link and we're able to hop in here and do the show.
Yeah, I had a full weekend. You had the WNBA All-Star game last night, and so I think that's going to be the talk of the town on Monday with things that went on. They're pay us what we're worth and everything else, and so you kind of starting to see that seven Sundays until football, well, it's not Sundays. Dallas Cowboys play on Thursday, so that's my Dallas Cowboy drop until they go ahead their road to the Super Bowl championship, as we can all say, on that first week where they destroyed the Eagles on that night. And you got the road race that's going on here, today. I know Jeff and Nicole were out there. They pre-recorded their show, and so great opportunity just for the Huskers where they connect with the community, give back, but also kind of almost to me now signifies kind of the kickoff for Husker Mania to get going. So in that time frame of things going on, but really good week.
Yeah, it's definitely that time. I was saying this the other day, like you can feel the temperature rising for Husker football, for Husker volleyball, for all Husker athletics. I mean, you can start seeing some of the student athletes, some of the students starting to creep back into Lincoln.
Yeah.
I think, it's getting bad for me. I was watching the replays of UNI, I'm watching like games from the 90s. Like you get to that point every year for me where I just start rewatching all these games to get ready for it. And a lot of excitement. And also, like, real quick, you hit a nerve here with the WNBA.
Yeah.
I get a lot of people put conversation around it. They're like, oh, they don't deserve X, Y, and Z. People got to understand that is a players' union, and it is certainly making more money than it has in the past. You would be an absolute fool to be a WNBA player and just say, yeah, we don't want to change anything. You guys are expanding, making more money. But we'll just take the same paycheck. Like, there's a rhyme and reason to it. If you really break it down, that's what a players' union should do, is stand up for their players, especially if the league's expanding. I disagree with how much they should get paid, but to say they just increase is a totally fair statement when you look at how the WNBA is growing. So I just saw that over social media. I think people were looking at it way too short-sighted. I mean, what's a players' union supposed to do at that point? That's my 2 cents on it. I know it's a little bit of a rant, but I saw a lot of that over the weekend.
Without question, you look. I mean, I'm a proponent, and the guests we're going to have are obviously proponents of women's athletics and having a daughter in that realm. But $250 million for a team and people willing to pay more. I mean, something's got to go. And the bad part about it is they're going to negotiate before the TV deal, and so they're kind of going on that. And people are saying, well, you've got a league that has not made money or brought money in. But the fact of the matter is we're paying on potential. You do that with everything else, and so you're paying on potential, and they've proven what their potential is. So, I know there'll be a lot of conversation about this week on the shows, on 93.7 The Ticket. But that being said, I am out here in Omaha and outside for and with the Farrells. And here for the T. Farrell third annual golf tournament out here. And I am not a golfer, but there's special things that bring me out into this in this space. And this family definitely has done that. And my initial connection with them, I'll let them tell that story, or I'll tell the story and let them kind of reminisce on it, was one of my probably funniest connections was we traveled. My daughter played a basketball with their daughter on a team and had a really tremendous experience with with their daughter Taylor, phenomenal scholar athlete that went to Concordia, but also stand out at Millard West. And we went to Colorado on a trip, and you can tell I'm an outdoors type of person, not. And we went rafting. And they gave the instructions about rafting. If you've ever been, like, don't, if somebody falls overboard, you dunk them and then you lift them back into the boat. So I'm the biggest person on the boat or whatever else. And we hit a whatever. I don't even know if it's a current, a wave, I think it was a tsunami as far as I'm concerned, and fell over and actually ended up in the water. And I remember they were like, dunk him, dunk. And I was like, nobody's going to be dunking me in this, like, water. Like, I'm struggling trying to get myself back in. And their daughter, Tatum, not Taylor, but Tatum, the youngest one, was just laughing her rear end off. Like, couldn't have. Every time I came up, I just heard laughter more and more. And so, that being said, this family holds a special place in my heart. They're joining us here today as they're getting set up for this tournament. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But Tiffany, Jason, thank you for having me. Thanks for being on the show. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us. So, no, that was a great. I do remember I was the one that was going to compete, and after the first time of dunking him to try to pull the momentum to get him back in the raft, he said, "Don't you dare dunk me again." How are you gonna explain you drowned a black man in the river?
Without question. Well, hey, Tiffany and Jason, we're out here for a tournament, and oftentimes some people hear Memorial Golf Tournament, but it's in memory and legacy. I don't say memory, in the legacy of your son Tanner, who in March of 2022 tragically, lost his life, and I would love you to just open up and tell us like about you and your family, the whole family, and not just Tanner, but tell us about like your family unit and your family bond, and then we'll get into more about why we're out here today and how that whole family's, who you are is being included in this tournament today.
Yeah, no, appreciate it. Yeah, so we have three children. Taylor's our oldest, which obviously we just talked about with her playing basketball. She ended up going on to play college basketball at Concordia, and had attended Millard West. Tanner was sandwiched between two girls, and he attended Millard West, and then out of the blue decided that he wanted to get back in and play baseball as well as basketball his senior year, and came down and asked to transfer schools as a senior, went to Ralston, and was able to play baseball and basketball at Ralston up until obviously, like you said, the tragic event that happened in March of 2022. And then Tatum is our youngest, and she is going to be a sophomore, and she decided to follow in her brother's footsteps and go to Ralston, and is thriving really well and playing softball for Ralston. She started as a freshman, and we're big sports family anyway. We all played sports. Tiffany and I are alumni of Ralston, and so this was all about finding a way to give back. Tanner had a lot of connections in both communities of Millard as well as Ralston that were able to, through others being a part of this, able to give scholarships as well as giving funds out of his foundation to help activities like baseball, basketball, softball, et cetera, as well as Grief's Journey. So that's kind of a little bit about our family. I'll let Tiffany answer if she has anything more. So
you did a really good job, Jason. Yeah. Giving back is, we had such great support, and we continue to this day have wonderful family and friends in both communities. Our again, Taylor's circle from college to the high school years, Tanner and Tatum's, that this is our way of giving back to all those who have supported us in Tanner's memory. So.
Awesome. Well, and I appreciate that overview, just like I said, who your family is and what you're about, and you're being modest and humble on things. And I know we're out here for your son, but tell us a little bit just about the community that you've been a part of and how they've kind of wrapped around. You talked about scholarships, you talked about other things, but just about Tatum's journey and about Taylor's journey and Tanner's of just, we talk about bigger than the score and it being something bigger than the score. How those moments kind of help shape who you all as a family, and obviously the support you have is obviously probably no big surprise to you.
It's one of those things that I'll give a quick story about Tanner's journey. He went to Ralston, and that summer he was new to the school, played Legion baseball, and there was a senior that played his position. And we didn't know anything about it. We were expecting, he'd get to play a little bit here and there because they had just played state baseball and they were a really good team. And anyway, the player went up to coaching staff and says, "Hey, I'm back and I want Tanner to play the position as he's going to be a senior leadership going into next season where we're going to pass this on." So the parents, were very tight. They included us right away. They were constantly interacting. There was no drama. It was just amazing community. Millard is where we lived and everything else, and they've been very supportive and a great community also. We have obviously have helped us out through this and continue to help us out. But Tanner connected us truly. I believe this connected us with people so that we can make it through. Because without the support of the community and the ongoing support of Ralston as well as Miller, we wouldn't be where we're at today.
And like he mentioned, Tatum now, and again, support she gets there. Again, she's softball. It's beyond the game. It's the teachers. It's the other families. Just making sure that she has what she needs and is thriving.
And we love talking about Tanner as it helps us through, and the girls obviously that's what it helps us through. But it's just out of the blue, whether it's you, Pete, or anybody else, just sending a text message or calling saying, "Hey, I'm thinking about you. How are you doing today?" Those are the little things that out of the blue that with the communities that help us out every day.
You talked about a lot of things just in regards to support and the community and how they've wrapped around in those little moments. And so, I do want to, you can see us on site, but it's about, Tanner being a friend of so many. He had this infectious smirk and smile. And I spoke about and I can see where she got it from.
All right, man. So what we're going to do is we're going to quit here, and I'll just quick barrel back. Well, still got more side. So turns back. Don't worry. Back about 5.
Hi. The roof.
What? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Play ball!
Pitch the perfect idea for a family outing or date night with tickets to the next Salt Dogs game. Nothing says summer fun like an action-packed evening at Haymarket Park. Come root for the home team with a hot dog and a cold drink. Plus, visit saltdogs.com to learn about special events and promotions, including group discounts. Don't miss out on the thrill and excitement of a Salt Dogs win. Visit saltdogs.com to reserve your tickets today.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Tune in to live coverage of Big Ten Media Days from the Mandalay Bay Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, July 22nd through 24th on 93.7 The Ticket. Join Derek Pearson, Jay Foreman, Nick Sainert, and Austin Orman as they bring you exclusive conversations with Big Ten coaches, players, and sports media professionals while getting you ready for the upcoming college football season. Big Ten Media Days coverage is presented by Advanced Medical Imaging, Stevenson Smith Construction, Currency, Warhorse Casino, Gary Michaels Clothiers, and League One Volleyball.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
We interrupt this commercial break for an important story.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. Harrison runs on the ones and twos. We got Pete Ferguson, and I believe we got Pete out of the wind tunnel. Pete, we'll do a quick audio check. Yeah, everything sounds cool.
Testing 1 2.
Yeah, much better. Let's bring back in Tiffany and Jason Farrell, and then the floor is yours, Pete Ferguson. And I'll get out.
Sounds good. Hey, Harrison. Really do appreciate it. So one of the things is Tiffany and Jason told us I was trying to go for the aesthetic beauty of the scenery and everything, and so now I'm in the witness protection program, but we'll make it happen. We'll make it work. We were talking a little bit just I can't hear you. And now, obviously, Joyce with Ferguson, I think we might have.
Technical difficulty. Did I do that?
All right. Pete Ferguson, can you hear me okay? Hey, Pete, can you hear me? Checking 1, 2, 3.
And Harrison, I don't think I've got you on mute right now. So.
Okay, so as we're going through, we're trying to troubleshoot some problems. Pete Ferguson, I'll test one more time.
See, maybe Harrison, we can take another break and then kind of move to.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that. So apologies to everybody listening out there as we're sorting through this. What we can hopefully do is have one long and final segment and try to bring everyone in together. Like I said, Harrison are into the 1s and 2s. We do got Pete Ferguson. He's out there remote. And then we got Tiffany and Jason Farrell out there at the golf event. We'll take one more break, and hopefully on the other side, we can have one final third long segment. If not, I'll have to take over. Worst case scenario, we talk Husker football, which isn't the worst thing in the world. But hopefully, like I said, we can get all this hooked up, connected for you guys as Pete Ferguson, Tiffany, and Jason are out there remote. So don't go anywhere. One more final break, and we'll talk to you guys on the other side.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
This July, Acres is celebrating the birth of our nation. The fireworks include the opportunity to save big with great pricing on our late model John Deere ag equipment. Plus, you can lock in interest rates as low as 1.9% on select used John Deere planters, tractors, sprayers, and combines. Red hot rates combined with our explosive discounts make July the perfect time to buy and save. Don't wait. These deals won't last long. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer July 31st, 2025. Subapproved financing. Offer may change anytime without notice.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with pay starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it twice a day.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it in the morning and before dinner.
I get it, slip it, cuff it, check it, and share it with my doctor. Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor.
Now that I know my blood pressure numbers, I talked with my doctor. We're getting those numbers down.
Get it, slip it, cuff it, check it. Talk to doctor now and share it.
Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Learn more at manageyourbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Back to Bigger Than the Score with Peter Ferguson on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in for the final segment. We're already here, but on the bright side, you get 25 minutes. And then Pete Ferguson, we'll do one more audio check with you. I think it sounds good, though.
You know what? I'm going to try it one more time. Taylor, third time's a charm.
Yep, third time's the charm is what I hear. Let's bring in Tiffany and Jason as well.
Fantastic. Jason, can you go ahead and give them an audio check?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Can you hear us?
We can.
All right.
Son, third time's a charm.
Coming through you. When I got you out of the picture. Okay, maybe it's apologies for everybody out there. If Pete Ferguson and Tiffany can still hear me due to the technical difficulties, this is the final break that we got right here. I got to keep this thing going. Pete, if you want to stay around and see if you can get it sorted out nonetheless, and then we'll try to keep this thing going. But since we got the full segment, like I said, it's the third and final one as we use the breaks already. We get 25 minutes uncut here until we wrap things up. And I just want to quick talk about Bigger Than the Score. I mean, me and Pete Ferguson have been doing this show. You have to go all the way back to the old studio. If everybody remembers, I believe it's that 48th and O intersection across from that Target. Pete Ferguson came down, and DP brought the show idea to me and what it was going to be. It was going to be this guy named Pete Ferguson, Cowboys fan. So that's the first, knock right there off the bat, but it turned out to be a pretty great guy. Little skeptical. You wonder, how's this going to work? We're in a studio with a bunch of nice equipment, expensive headphones, speakers, and we're going to bring in a bunch of very young scholars once a week, and not just the same ones. You're going to be getting new individual people week in, week out. And I got to say, I have yet to have one of those shows go south outside of technical issues, which is going to happen from time to time. But in terms of the individuals that have come on air themselves, they've always been well more thought out in how they speak and how they think and how they see the world today. And why I like this show is when you hear about a lot of the youth issues today, I think people get caught up and they get worried about the youth isn't doing X, Y, and Z. They're quote unquote lazy. They're addicted to social media. All they care about is TikTok, X, Y, and Z. And then when you get to hear them, they're fully aware of what today's atmosphere looks like. They're much more aware of the traps at social media. So although we can talk about it like, oh, these kids, we worry about them doing all this stuff, they're fully aware. And when you hear them talk about it, you hear those same concerns they have and how they work around those issues. And then when it comes to, what they care about in terms of school, you got a bunch of really, really great young people that does not meet the narrative at all. That's what's out there about the younger generation. So when you hear that stuff, it's really great to see. And again, we're going years on this show where I have yet to run into a situation to where I've met a scholar that I didn't have faith in, that had at least the opportunity to become a great woman or man in whatever industry they choose to be in. We met young entrepreneurs in here. I think we met some young women as well, even designing some of their own clothing. Really impressive stuff. And with that being said, I do think I see Pete Ferguson and the crew there. They might have switched things up. So Pete Ferguson, we're going to go ahead and plug you in if you can hear me. And Pete, I'm going to go ahead and unmute you. Hopefully we got rid of that.
All right, Harrison, how am I doing?
We're fantastic.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you very much. And first off, I want to apologize to the listeners. Harrison always does a phenomenal job, one of the best in the business. I call him the DJ Khalid of everything. So, Harrison, we've got our two scholars here that we talked about the Tanner Farrell legacy and just everything that was going on in the golf tournament. And I'll give some information posted on my social media on just, where you can find additional information on the young man, but also the family. And so I want to thank Tiffany and Jason for just kind of giving an overview for what people heard. But these are some direct benefactors of that generosity. And so I'm going to let them introduce themselves. We kind of all are huddled here together. They don't know me from a hole in the wall, so they look a little nervous. Harrison's like, okay, they're looking like, okay, they got this bald-headed guy next to them. But please introduce yourself and tell us who you are and tell us a little bit about your family.
I'm Lily Elsasser. I just graduated from Ralston High School. I have a twin brother, and we were both friends with the Farrell family, and I'm going to Concordia next year to play softball.
So Lily here, like I said, her brother Owen, was one of the recipients. We'll talk about kind of the jersey designation that they do each year at Ralston. But going to Concordia, so we just had the tennis coach on a couple of weeks ago, and so I got a Concordia hat, so I may have to go ahead and gift that to you, as I was a Hastings College grad. But glad to have you. We'll have you talk a little bit more about kind of the scholarship and what it means to you and how you're moving forward. And then we've got another individual right here. I'm going to go ahead and have you speak up and go ahead and put who you are out there.
I'm Kaylee Renner. I graduated from Millard South High School, and then I have two brothers, one older and one younger. My older brother grew up playing sports with Tanner, so that's how I know the Farrell family.
Awesome. And so we always ask, Harrison, I always got to ask, do you have any pets?
I do not.
No pets. No pets. What about you?
I have 3 dogs.
3 dogs. Okay, Harrison, you know the magic question. Wait, Harrison's gonna ask you the names of the dogs. So what's the names?
We have Ozzy, Frank, and Hope.
Ozzie, Frank, and Hope. So you talked a little bit about your graduating, kind of moving forward and moving on. Tell us a little bit about some of the things that you're involved in, and then we'll kind of shift a little bit about, how this scholarship, what it means to you to receive this one, as opposed to, I know you're receiving a number of different accolades and awards. Let's start with you.
So I was heavily involved in a future educators program. I just went to Orlando a few weeks ago to compete nationally, and I served as a delegate for Nebraska to kind of prepare myself for my college career, to get my degree in education, and then become a teacher in the future too, as well.
Fantastic. I'm gonna put you on the spot. We got educators getting ready Monday, go back for administrator days. Educators across the country are getting ready to kind of go back into school, though I found out, Harrison, there's some places that just got out of school a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I don't know. I'm glad I wasn't one of those schools growing up.
Harrison's like, if you're a family member, you're trying to avoid those spaces. But what is a piece of advice that you would have for educators going back to school?
I think just it will be easier, like as an educator, if you try to make it as easy as possible for your students. And not all of your students are the same, so you might have to adjust certain things for each student, but just be there for every student and support every student the way to make them thrive, because you're there for them, and that will make it easier for you as a teacher.
Love that. So what about you? What is your path have in front of you?
I'm going to UNO to study kinesiology on the pre-physical therapy track.
Okay, so you got to ask Harrison and myself to spell kinesiology, because it's going to take both of us to go ahead and be able to to put that forward. So
I got Google in front of me, Pete. So you know a little bit more than I do. But I do got a quick follow-up question. You're asking about teachers, some advice there, and this goes for all three of you. Pete, you can answer this one too. You don't have to age yourself, but I'll let you reach back in time. Who is the teacher, and you can give him a shout out since we're live on air here, a teacher that made a significant impact in your life, or just the way they taught, and then why was it so impactful?
I really enjoyed both of my fourth grade teacher and then also her teaching partner. They kind of worked together. We were kind of like in both classes, and they really helped me find my love for math, which not a lot of students liked math. And it helped me as it got harder, and I want to bring that to future students as well, because it's a really hard subject to get students to like.
As Harrison said, give them a shout out. What's the name?
They were Miss Reimers and Miss Meritsky.
Okay. And where do they teach?
They taught fourth grade.
Where?
At Meadows Elementary.
Okay. Fantastic. What about you?
Probably my second grade teacher. She just was overall a great, very kind and caring of all her students, and just
awesome. Give them a name.
Miss Nitch from Upchurch Elementary.
So say it again, Miss
Nitch.
Miss Nitch. Okay, Miss Nitch. Okay, I appreciate that. Harrison, you're going to put me on the spot, but I always tell people I will not do a disservice. My mom is a 40-year educator, Miss Alita M. Ferguson. It was my favorite teacher, hands down. I'd be doing it, like I said, a disservice if I gave credit to anybody else for the role that she had kind of each day in the household. So always a great question. What about you?
Yeah, something about fourth grade. I think one of my best teachers was also my fourth grade teacher. Shout out to Mrs. Jones. I went over to a public school, and right across the street there was Cedar Catholic, the private school, and it was fourth grade was my first year transitioning over to that new school. So you can imagine it's like I got to figure out a lot of new stuff here. I got a completely new surroundings around me, and she just made that transition really smooth. And it wasn't anything crazy. It was just showing care. How you doing? Do you know where X, Y, and Z is? And I think it's those simple acts of kindness that really give you trust in a teacher. It's not big, massive gestures. It's just constant little gestures that make you think wow, this teacher actually cares about how I'm doing.
Awesome. Well, we're here and you're here. You've received, recognition, award for the legacy of Tanner Farrell. You both said you had connections with the family. Talk a little bit just about not just Tanner, but the family in general. What does the family mean to you?
They're just the kindest, most down to earth people, and you never see them not smiling, and they're always just so happy and
What about you?
I got to play with Tatum in softball, and I would say her family always just supports everyone, even her sister, her parents. Like, they're supportive of everyone no matter what, and just super fun to be around.
What is that support? Because we talk about bigger than the score. That's the name of the show. I don't talk about it, but, put it forward. And I appreciate Harrison kind of sharing about just what he's taken away when we come into space. But that you talked about, they always support everyone. And that's not always done in spaces, especially athletics. I think it's a little harder. Like the math class, you kind of can't get involved. You do it or you don't. But we see so many times that people want ill will for other people, so maybe their kid can play or they can move up or have that opportunity. Give examples of what that's looked like from them to the team, but also just the greater community.
Well, personally, my brother plays baseball, so I've seen them at some of the baseball games, even though they might not have any connections like a kid playing, and they're still there supporting just the community and everyone. And then same with like the softball games, even if Tatum wasn't playing, they're always there supporting everyone else, and they're everyone's biggest cheerleader.
I think in Harrison, as they talk about that, that's what I've known about the family. I mean, like I said, I'm not a golfer, but this is something that I would not ever miss because of just that support that they've always given. I remember, Jaden getting to play in the state tournament, and one of the first people that was there at the game and seats, and they were sitting there. I think partly they were able to kind of cloak in because Millard West kind of had the same colors as Southwest. It was a little darker green, but they were sitting right there with signs and cheering her on. And here's a team that beat them. And so what you're sharing is something I've seen for years, almost over a decade. What about you? What's an example of the legacy, how you see Tanner, put forward by the Farrell's actions?
Just their day-to-day life. I feel like they're always just honoring him and remembering him in everything that they do.
Mm-hmm. So as you think about the family, and you both of you were recipients of the scholarship, what does that mean to you? What does that mean receiving not only just the funds, but also being honored as individuals that carry on that infectious smile, that drive? What does that mean to you? What does that mean to your family? What does that mean to your peers?
Personally, I see it as like I need to carry on like their kindness and their just their personality, how they are as a family and how they are as people. It helps me to try to live my life they do because they're just great people.
Yeah, I would say the same for what she said, and just that like you see how they are and like they're just giving back even though they don't need to, and just seeing them do that is just amazing. It just makes me want to just like be a better person and be like them.
So you've learned a lot from them.
Yeah.
I think, seeing y'all, you're very humble, and your parents are here, they're smiling, giving, going, pumping their fists and everything for you. What's a moment that you had in high school, or just up to this point that has brought you joy? That you're just like, man, okay, if I could relive that over and over again. I think sometimes we forget about those and we're like, okay, I know what's coming up next. I'm excited about it. I'm dreading it a little bit. What's a moment that you've had that's brought you joy?
Probably medaling at Metros for tennis was just like top 10 moments. Like me and my partner just worked so hard to get to that point, and then getting there was just.
So advice you'd have for Harrison and I if we were a doubles partner. Okay.
You just need to stay connected with your partner, and if you guys aren't on like the same wavelength, then like you're not gonna have the outcome you want. But if you guys are just both like in the same headspace and just connected, then.
I like that, Harrison. You showed that today. We're a great doubles partner today. You stayed with me. You stayed with me. You didn't.
Maybe, I don't know. I thought the advice they were going to say was pick a new partner, but you know what?
Oh, what about you? What's a moment that's brought you joy to this point?
I actually played tennis too, and I broke a few school records. And so
look how humble she is. She's like, I actually played tennis too. I broke a couple school records. You and Harrison will never be my partner. It's like,
I got a tattooed on my arm. Whatever records I broke, I wasn't anywhere near that.
Yeah, just those moments of like winning the match, knowing that like you will get your name like on the school wall. That's pretty cool, and like everyone's gonna see it.
So you're out here today, obviously Tanner tragically, is not here with us, and don't want to dwell on that moment. I want to dwell on just a celebration of his life and everything that he's done in this space. What should people, as they come into this space, like as you think about somebody who's not here, but they put forward such a legacy, put forward such an affection of life, of funds, of resources, what should you say people should get out of an individual during their time in this space? And I know that's a lot, but yeah, what did you leave? Like what if people are, when people think, you're thinking of Tanner, you've got this money, you got this opportunity to go to school, like how are you going to carry on his legacy?
Just like continuing to work hard and like doing my best and stuff.
I would say kind of like what I said about the family, just trying to be as positive as them and carry a smile with me everywhere I go, because they do, and they're just super kind to everyone and carry that on like they do.
Awesome. So we oftentimes, I always ask, people to give advice to younger people because you're kind of going to that next step. And your brother, I want to speak to him. So he is actually playing in
It's the area tournament for Legion Baseball.
Okay. So Owen was the recipient of they award at Ralston the number 6 jersey every year. And that's the number that Tanner wore. And so it exemplifies a lot of things. And the coach just wrote this note. Owen got picked because he's a tremendous role model for kids in our program. He is dedicated to our school and to our program. He always is putting the group first and is always willing to help out others. He is tremendously respected by all other players in our program. And so as you hear that about your brother, I know sometimes I've got a sister, so I know sometimes you had that smile already, like, I ain't come here to talk about my brother. I'm the one who's getting here in time. How does that speak to you? Does it make you proud? Does it kind of put some emotions in your heart? What does that say to you when you hear that?
It makes me really proud. We're twins, so I've never lived life without him. He's just like a part of me. So it just makes me super proud for him that I get to call myself his sister.
And congratulations to Owen, and good luck to him as he's in that area tournament today. What's a piece of advice that you have for younger scholars? As you come into space, you're getting ready to move on. What's a piece of advice that you have for those? I would say preschool to, seniors in high school.
Just to be true to yourself and make sure that comes first before anything else. And you need to be honest with yourself before you can go on and do other things.
What about you?
I'd say more school specific. Make sure you challenge yourself in the beginning so the end is easier, whether that's studying for a test or freshman year you load yourself with hard classes, so senior years are easier and stuff like that. Just make sure the preparation is harder, so then when you get to the end it's easier for you.
What's a message that you would have to your future self? What are you telling your future self right now?
I'm proud of you. You did it.
You gotta put that out there again. This is recorded. We want to make sure.
I'm proud of you, and you did it.
All right.
Yeah. Just to keep working hard, and good things are gonna come with the hard work that you put in.
So part of this, you talked about relationships. And for me, I always talk about investing in people through purpose, and relationships absolutely matter. What has the relationship been like? And you've spoken to it a little bit, but what do you see the relationship being like with the Farrells moving forward, with yourself, with your family? What does that look like for you?
I think the exact same how it's been we know they used to live down the street from us, and so we've always been pretty close, especially with my brother and Tanner, and we've still always have been in connection with them because they're just great people to be around and stuff like that. So I don't think it's going to change at all. I think we're still going to be close friends with them.
They'll be at that graduation. I think Jason's going to be one of those ones that doing that Arsenio Hall. You all are too young to know what that is when he's going like this as you walk across the stage. What about you?
I see myself coming to watch Tatum play softball and connecting with the family. Their older daughter went to Concordia, and that's where I'm going. So we kind of have that connection too.
Awesome. Well, hey, I want to first off thank you. Congratulations. We're going to flip a little bit. We've got Taylor and Tatum here, so we're going to, as we get ready to close out things, I'm going to have them take a seat here real quick because, Harrison, I need you to see the young lady who was smiling the whole time while I was being dunked in the Colorado River. All right. So thank you, guys. Taylor, Tatum, come on over real quick.
Yeah, appreciate those two hopping on here. I'll tell you what, Pete, you get some disciplined individuals on week in, week out, but I'll let you go ahead and introduce who we got up next.
No, so you know what? As we made this transition, we've got Taylor and Tatum Farrell, and they are obviously the siblings. As you can see, Tatum's got that look on her. I don't know if you remember when I was dunked in the yeah.
I'm
Look,
going to Colorado in 2 weeks.
look, see, and the memories were made. She's going every time. But thank you both for joining us. Thanks for being here. Your family has meant something really special to us. Taylor, I got to give congratulations. She's getting married in November. So congratulations on the upcoming nuptials. Tell us a little bit just about your family. I mean, I know we're here, Taylor, but we're celebrating your whole family. Tell just everybody about who the Farrells are.
We're a close-knit family, very supportive of each other. And I think it's really brought us even closer after what all that happened. Even though it's been obviously a tragedy, hard to continue, you know, there's days it's hard to continue on, but thank you. But, you know, we're just very close. So. And her and I've gotten a lot closer.
Yeah. So Tatum, tell us about you. Who's Tatum? They were talking about playing softball, everything else.
I'm Tatum, and I just transferred to Ralston last year.
Awesome. Well, Taylor, tell us a little bit about your journey. Just, you know, they talked about Concordia, Millard West, but
yeah. So I went to Millard West, graduated from there, played basketball, and then went to Concordia, play basketball as well. And then I graduated from there, and after everything that kind of happened with Tanner, I kind of changed my career field, and now I'm going to school to be a nurse. So I graduate in a year from nursing school. So
awesome. Yeah. And Harrison always wants to. Harrison wants to know because he's like, I try to keep people who know me in private. What is your probably? I don't say strangest moment, but what's a Peter thing that you like when you see Peter come in or whatever? Or Jaden said like, okay, he's weird.
Just he always is so funny. Like you never know what he's gonna say. You really never know what he's gonna say. It's always been probably honestly the Colorado rafting moment when you turn around and where's Pete and he's in the river.
Yeah, see Harrison, how they put that where you turn around, where's Pete? He's in the river.
See, I can believe the latter, not so much the former. The Pete being funny part. No, I'm just kidding, Pete. You are a hilarious individual, whether it's intentional or unintentional. You definitely make people laugh pretty often.
Yeah, half the time I don't know what I'm saying either. So it's true. You've been there for many moments when the young people are like, I don't understand that question. I have no clue what you just said. So
your point, you know, as we got a couple minutes left here, I mean, sometimes you ask those questions and I'm like, there's no way they're gonna, and then you get like a 10-year-old rattle off an incredibly well-worded answer. I'm like, all right, maybe these kids are just way smarter than I give them credit for. But Pete, we got a couple minutes left here. I'll let you tee off on what you want to finish with.
Yeah, we try to close with this, and so I'm going to ask you, and I know it's always difficult celebrating somebody you knew, somebody you loved, but I'm going to ask you, Tatum, simple, just finish the statement. Love is.
But like loving your family and like supporting your family.
Love is okay. Love that. Love supporting your family. Taylor, you get to speak. I've seen you in some of the hardest times, but I've seen you as a vocal leader also on the court. You get to give a love huddle, okay? 30 seconds. You're going to have a full chorus here of individuals that are celebrating not just your brother, but celebrating your family, coming to support you. Give us 30 seconds, 45 seconds, what you would want to share.
Just continue Tanner's legacy of what he left behind. He was a very driven individual, and he just always knew the right words to say. And he was very supportive. So support everyone around you, love everyone around you, because you really truly don't know your last time with them is going to be.
Well said.
Harrison,
With that,
don't
yeah, go ahead, Pete.
Don't know a better way to sum it up. I want to first off just thank all the guests, Jason, Tiff, the Farrell family, our 2 scholar guests, and then just for having me out here. Harrison, I also want to thank you. Thank you for your flexibility. This was too important for me not to get them on, and so thanks for the patience of getting this happen. With that being said, we'll see you next week on 93.7 The Ticket, Bigger than the Score.